Mic check 1. Mic check 2. Game day. It's game day. Let me know if you can hear me. As we proceed to give you what you need. This is Law Nation Sports Talk. We're live out of Law Nation Studios. Appreciate everybody that's watching this channel, that support this channel. Sharing is caring, by the way. So if you're on the Facebook situation, without hesitations nor deviations, share this content. It's your birthday this month. Happy birthday to you.
I want to make some glory.
No doubt, Jerry. We want some wins around here. You guys can hear me. Give me a thumbs up. We almost here. Let them know.
This is Sparta!
Come on, Cowboy Nation. What a Lions at. Come on, come on. As we set up everything, I come here to tell you, I got my war thoughts on, right? I got my mindset. This should be a battle, regardless of who in and who out. Come on.
I want me some glory hole.
Almost finished setting up. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. I really do. Sharing is caring. We got a lot of episodes that we're going to play today. Come on. They say, ain't no party like a Law Nation party. Yeah. Come on. I hope you took the day off. It's football day. What's your excuse for not going to work today? Well, we got to watch the Cowboys play. This should be a holiday, baby. Yeah. Come on. It's your brother from another mother. No other. Don't look like Danny Glover, but I keep it cool with each and every last one of you all on this beautiful, beautiful day. Let's hope that the rest of the day continue to be just like this, Cowboy Nation. Let me know if my audio is too loud or too low, what have you, before we get this show off. And off day, yeah, Tyler, yeah, that's what you got to do. You got to take the day off, you know. You can't be at work right now. You got to take today off. And when they ask you why, you say, get back on track right now. Yeah, it's good. It sounds good. That's good. That's good. I had a little audio. If I'm peaking, then my voice would sound distorted. So let me know. I don't want to go through a full episode where my voice is distorted and you guys can't get the full flavor of the situation. Shout out to everybody, man. Thank those who donated. Thank those who participated in sharing. If you shared on Facebook, let me know. That give me feedback, and your name will be entered into the next giveaway as well. We want to start giving away things for people that shared over there on, there we go, bam, there we go, on the Facebook. And then on the YouTube world, give me a like, thumbs up, you know, that type of thing. And we can keep this show on the road. Everything is free. Everything is free. The content and information is free, right? All right, Cowboy Nation. Let's get back to business. I think somebody said that.
FBI, open up!
Open up, baby. FBI time, baby. And this is what the Cowboys must do. This is, like I lamented earlier, a must-win game. Nothing is given to you. Well, let me try to do my falsetto voice a little bit. They will be without Amari, Alvin Kamara. They are without Ramshack. You know, they don't have all of their weapons. They can't bring Drew Brees back. You know, all of this stuff. It is what it is. They don't take it. Look, they don't show us mercy when we are without our guys. When we don't have everybody, they all be still sitting here saying that the Cowboys must win this game, right? So it is what it is. Let me see if I can pull up the information here. I think I read it on one of these Twitters. Okay, tweet. All right. Yeah. The Saints won't have their star running back Alvin Kamara, Ryan Ramshack, who was pretty good, by the way, and then their other guy, Armstead, for tonight game versus the Dallas Cowboys. Per Slater, you know, they are out and short-handed again. Let me play this right here. When you go out there in the Serengeti and you're looking left and right and you see that lion out there and you that gazelle and you're limping, maybe you got a twisted ankle, maybe just maybe you torn a hamstring as it relates to the zebra or zebra is how you're supposed to say it, right? Maybe just maybe you say, well, the lion will let me pass. The lion will say, I'm going to give you a break because you done snap your ankle or you snap your leg. Let me know what that lion do when he see that zebra, because that's how you're supposed to say it, or that gazelle limping. What happened? Can somebody inform me what happened to that zebra or zebra or that gazelle? It's time to eat. Shoot, that thing, he's going to come out there and get him anyway. Last I checked. Let's listen to, I always like to bring this up, and since we've been having 3 games in 12 days, you know, we've been having these little issues with being able to pump out and produce because it's been the holiday season. So we have not got a chance to really put things in the proper perspectives. So it's been crazy, right? 3 games in 12 days. That's a lot of content, right? So hopefully after this game, we'll be back on the same page. But nevertheless, let's listen in to Troy Aikman now. And this was immediately after following the Raiders game. And think about it. Normally we'll be just now getting in tune with the next game, but by it being so short of in the quick turnaround, it's just been hectic trying to get things out. But let's listen to this.
Well, They weren't laughing too much in the Cowboys locker room after Thursday afternoon and their loss to the Raiders. They did have a shootout with Las Vegas. 3 or 4 weeks ago, we were saying, boy, this Cowboys team, it's headed for great things, and maybe they still are. But here's that point in the season, adversity. You lose 3 out of 4. Your coach is now out with COVID. They've been hit with a lot here these last few weeks, haven't they?
Yeah, they have, and I understand because, as we know, it's what's kind of happened each week, and I still think there's a lot that's going to happen, not just for the Cowboys, but a lot of these teams. And what this looks like, you know, if we can just remember kind of where we're at right now with them having lost, you know, 3 of their last 4 games, and then when we get to the end of the season, you know, maybe it's relevant. My guess is it won't be. I think Dallas will be back playing better football, but I think that, you know, each team, and I believe that every team's gone through it already, and I know that the teams that I was a part of that achieved great things went through it. There's always a little stretch where you just feel like you're never going to get back to playing at the level that you once did, and I think that's probably the case for them, and they've got a lot of adversity with the things that you just said, the fact that they have lost these games. And maybe, I don't know, maybe we look back on Denver and Las Vegas game and say those home games against those teams kept this team from positioning themselves better in the postseason, and that ultimately affected what they accomplished. But I do think that the stretch they're about to hit is critical, especially now. A week ago, we were all talking about Philadelphia as far as challenging within the division, and now it's Washington. And with 2 games left to be played, still not having played each other, those games become big games. The first one here in a couple of weeks. So there's a lot that they're faced with, as you said, going on the road against a New Orleans team and a head coach who I know gets pretty cranked up to play Dallas. They looked terrible on Thanksgiving, but I expect them to play better. They're getting healthier, and this will be a tough game. It's a hard place to play.
All right, so that was the mighty Troy Aikman there, and he just stated the facts. The competition never sleeps, right? And we got to make sure we position ourselves in the right situation to be such, right? And the right place to be such will be not looking for the excuses, right? Not looking for, hey, this is what we can and this is what we can't do. It is what it is at this point, Cowboy Nation. Like Troy Aikman said, it's a difficult place to play in. They're still number 3 in defense collectively. On top of that, Cowboy Nation, hear me out. They're number 1 special team in the NFL. So what do you need to have? Hey, a good running game, a situation, a good field position, maybe a kickoff return, a block kick here and there. A lot of things can happen. A lot of it can happen. So they just got to be mindful of that. Let me see what we got here. Appreciate you for the donation there, Dwayne. Thank you. The rebirth of a season starts tonight. Checkmate Parsons. Yeah, we'll eat tonight 5-1. The NFC conference, I like it when our back are against the wall. Yeah, when you got your back against the wall, you tend to fight even more. Let's go. Let's listen to these guys.
How tough will this be for the Cowboys without Mike McCarthy on the sideline?
Well, I think from the one standpoint, if you're out there on the field, then you don't really what's happening on the sidelines or who the head coach is on the sidelines. I don't know that impacts as much as you might think for the players as they're on the field playing. But then just the week of preparation, when you get into the locker room, all that goes with that, when the coach, you just know that it's different, and someone else is now addressing the team, and someone else is making the decisions on the sidelines. And so I don't know that the impact will be as significant as what some might think, but
right.
But there is an effect. And the good thing for them is that they have Dan Quinn, and he's done this. He's done this where he's called the defense and also been the head coach. And if you didn't have someone who had already been in that position, it then becomes even more challenging. For instance, if you had Kellen Moore, who was taking over the head coaching responsibilities, and he's calling the offensive plays, that becomes a lot. Dan Campbell's trying to do that right now in Detroit, and that becomes hard. So I think they'll get through this. They'll get through this okay. But also the other part, I don't know how much has been talked about on your show or elsewhere, but not having their offensive line coach, Joe Philbin, and the assistant offensive line coach, I think that's impactful. That guy, usually the offensive line coach does a lot of in-game adjustments within the run game, how they're protecting things. So I could see where that might be impactful in-game.
Every week we have COVID making an impact with some team. Sometimes it's multiple teams. Some of the numbers in the areas of the country are going up. How concerned do you think the NFL is? I hear they're tightening down with protocols and things like that. How big a concern is it now in the league, you think?
Before Troy Aikman answered that assessment there, offensive line coach, rhythm, all of those things play a major role, not a minor role. Cowboy Nation and this particular team, regardless of it, we got to play today. We can't be sitting on our hands at all. Shout out to you, Carl. Appreciate you for your love and adulations for the nation. All right, so before we go into further detail, coconut oil is not sponsored. I'm not sponsored by them. Somebody asked, what do you take it for? It helps the skin, smooths the skin, and also it got a lot of natural antioxidants, and then it helps you out tremendously to fight off illness or anything, that's impeding your process to live a healthy life. Now, I'm not saying you take a handful of these and you try to walk out there outside without a shirt or a jacket on and expecting not to get cold or expecting not to get sick, but it's always good to keep yourself in line with this. And I kind of keep it over here because I take one pill a day and keep the doctor away, basically. And I was just reminded to take one by my app. So, I really appreciate you guys for being with me. That's what it is. Shout out to you, Quest Elohim. Shout out to you.
Oh, I think it's a concern. I think it always has been. Obviously we're not where we were a year ago, and games are being adjusted, and that's been said that that's not going to happen. And as they proved last year, they're going to get these games in one way or another, and they've made it clear. And I think I think the league did everything they could without making it mandatory to get a vaccine, to where there'd be so many restrictions if you weren't vaccinated, and then if you did get infected, that I felt that was what their approach was going to be, to try to mandate the vaccine. And obviously not everybody's done that, and it has affected some teams a little bit more than others. But yeah, it's a real concern. It's a concern. Mm-hmm. It's a concern in the country in general, but it's a concern in the NFL, just because you talk about the amount of revenue that's affected if they're not able to play these games. But they're going to play these games.
Cowboys are going through this rough stretch right now, having lost 3 of 4. Is there anything that's a huge red flag to you that says that this could be something that would linger, or is this just something that good teams do? They go through 3-4 week stretches where it's just not all firing.
Right.
Well, I think the one thing is that if you go out against Denver and you don't play very well, which they didn't,
right.
That's usually a wake up call. And I guess in some ways it was for Dallas, because of the way they came out then. They just destroyed Atlanta. Mm-hmm. And then it's a little bit challenging, because then you lose Amari Cooper, you lose your number, wherever you put CeeDee Lamb. He's probably the number 1 wide receiver right now, but you lose him at halftime, and then you're without him again against Las Vegas. But there's a lot more to it than just that, but that obviously is very impactful. I think the condition and health of Ezekiel Elliott is affecting things, but I think the on the defensive side of the ball, they've done some good things. We've talked about that. They've given up a lot of big plays, and it hasn't just been during this stretch. I mean, it's pretty much been throughout the season. They've given up a lot of big plays. They've made some plays with the takeaways too. So that's a little bit of a concern. Overall, I still think this is a really good football team, and I think if when they're healthy, then they'll get back to playing at the level that we've seen earlier in the season, and for the most part. But it just kind of goes to show you that there's no guarantees that they're going to be healthy either, and that's the difference in having a great year and then just being an okay team. A few injuries here and there, and a lot of teams are dealing with that. The team they're playing on Thursday night, the Saints, they've dealt with a ton of it as well. So I know that Mike McCarthy and everybody in the organization they're not going to make excuses, but it's the reality that if you don't have some key players, you're just simply not going to play at the same level, and that's been the case.
Ooh, that's the mighty Troy Aikman from 1310 The Ticket. Appreciate everybody that watched along with me on this one. One of the things that somebody asked, okay, Law, what are the injury updates? Kamara, according to Jane Slater, he's out for this game, and as well as Armstead and Ryan Ramczyk. All 3 of those guys are out for this game. And, of course, C.J. Gardner, he's not playing as well. So, and Caden, he's not playing. For the Cowboys, we all know the news, what happened with Brent Urban. He's out for the season. He's truly missed, by the way. Tristan Hill, he's suspended. Amari Cooper, he should play today. It'll be a game day pretty much decision of how many snaps that he would get, but I'm quite sure that he's going to run a few routes or what have you. Not saying that he's going to be at 100%. Malik Turner, he's been battling through some injuries there, and he's questionable. And, of course, Cedric Wilson, he didn't even make the trip So appreciate everybody that tuned in. Steven, Cowboys, appreciate you, man. Cowboy Nation gotta have I guess a Ryback syndrome going into the tonight game, and their mindset is simple. We are hungry, so feed me more. Go Cowboys. Appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for your love and adulation. Steven! As long as you're not Stephen A. Smith. Or are you Stephen Jones? You know? This is your burner account. Saints missing a lot of key players. Yes, Terrence. No excuses for them, Dan. Yeah, Elite Rob is no excuses. All right, right. You're right. Elite, my dog, Elite, man. I love seeing you up in there, man. All right, so the news is the news for the news. And let's listen to what they have to say on let me move this out the way. Bam. And let's listen to 105.3 The Fan.
Now, Eric, the only thing that bothers me with Taysom is that, to me, he gets sacked too many times.
And he puts the ball on the ground.
Ryback is old wine. Okay. You know, I can't read like that. Shout out to you, though, Tim Johnson. Appreciate you. You know,
like Mike saying,
something else.
A 4-game stint last season as a starter. It seems like, I don't know if he's going through his progressions quick enough, because, he can run and avoid a sack. But in 4 games, he got sacked 13 times. That's way too many. And then if you look at it, he also fumbled 6 times in 4 games. So, now he's dealing with the plantar fasciitis in his foot. So I don't know if they shoot him up or how that occurs. But if the Saints fans think that Taysom Hill is going to be a miracle worker against Dallas, I think how well they're playing, I think that's unrealistic. I think our defense has to play great to have a chance to beat Dallas.
Yeah, I think so. I also think, Dallas is not, the best team defensively. When you look at them, they've been buoyed a lot by sacks by Michael Parsons, which are certainly, I think reasonable to assume that will happen. But the interceptions by Diggs were happening.
Shout out to you, Lamont. Thank you for the donation to help elevate the nation. Law, mother, funkin', not the other word, not the C in there. Nation, my brother, let's go, man. It's game day, baby. Y'all know I'm going to have to put game day, baby. I'm going to have to put that on my shirt somewhere. Law Nation Sports, baby. Hey, I don't know where I get this baby from, but now all of the kids are saying it, and my brother called me. He said, "What's up, baby?" My neighbor, man, "What's up, Law Nation, baby?" Well, that's what it is, baby. It is what it is. I'm ready. I know you guys ready. But let's listen to more of this report. This report from Eric Eager.
You give up a lot of yards per play, and they are not necessarily a very efficient defense. So there might be some space there. But I do agree. I think when you look at just something like passer rating or whatever, that does ignore fumbles and it ignores sacks, and those are important plays. So he will have to get process the play better. And you can tell that's why Jameis was starting over him, because Jameis, for the faults that he had, was becoming better in the pocket, and that's why he beat him out. I think that's reasonable for sure. And a lot of that is also, last season, the Saints only had really one good wide receiver. That was Michael Thomas. And, Taysom was locking in on him. This year, they don't even have Michael Thomas. So the impetus is going to be on some of those receivers to get open so Taysom Hill can get the ball out of his hands quickly.
Speaking of that Dallas offense, and, I said, okay, what's going to give? The Saints had number 1 rush defense going against the Eagles, number 1 rush offense. We all know what happened. They got gashed basically in 2 games. Dennis Allen. Last 2 times Jalen Hurts' first start in this season, they gave up like 500 yards rushing. So is that imperative that they try and make Dallas one-dimensional, even though, they have the number 1 offense, like the number 6 rushing, 3 passing, or because, you always want to try and limit one area. How important that's going to be that the Saints are able to limit Dallas in their rush attack?
Saints, number 1 rushing defensive team in the NFL, right? And then, like he just lamented, we were able to see the Philadelphia Eagles torch them, right? Sometimes when you look at the complete picture, you'll say, hey, did they really do that? But I don't care where you rank that on the defensive side. Your defense cannot be on the field. Your defense cannot be on the field for 45 minutes north of that, right? You can't just have your defense out there so much. You start seeing some regressions. And that is what happened. So the secret sauce to slowing the Saints down is TOP, time of possession. The other side of it would be if you can score early and often. That throws everything in the mix, because if you score early, juxtaposed to TOP, it gives this situation to the opposing teams. They're pressing now to match your score, right? And when they don't have the firepower to do so. And then on the flip side, if you control the clock enough, right, that gives extra rest for your defense against their sloppy offense. Quick turnovers, their defense is out there too long of a time, then you would see those mistakes. I don't care who you are. You can be the 2000 Ravens. You can be the 2001 Buccaneers. I think that was the team that went to the Super Bowls, right? They still lost games, right? But you got to win the TOP, or you got to win score early and often type of situation. Appreciate y'all, man. Devil Dog, what's good? Yeah. Elevating the nation, baby. Appreciate you. Yeah. Thank everybody for making these donations. Brandy, let's go. This is a must-win game. Dak has to play well. Right. I mean, you right on the money, Brandy.
FBI, open up!
Yeah, I'm not so worried about Dallas' run game if I'm the Saints, just because, the Eagles present a different challenge, right? When the quarterback can run and is willing to run 20 times a game the way that Jalen Hurts is, it's a different thing, right? You're playing 11 on 11, and that's a lot harder. And while Dak Prescott is very athletic, I think, they're not a run with the quarterback team. So I don't think it's going to be, It's going to present the kind of challenge that the Eagles did. And the other thing, and we know there were the reports that Ezekiel Elliott's banged up. I mean, as much as Dallas wants Elliott over Pollard, I think is a break for the team that they're facing, because Pollard is an extremely explosive back, and you want to see him in space if you're Dallas, and if you're New Orleans, I think you want to see the ball going up the gut to Elliott because he's not well, and I think that's also going to be a break, because it does sound like they're going to use Elliott a lot in this game to sort of like curb some of the pass rush that what the Saints have and so on, and I think that'll play to the Saints as well.
That was a good episode from 105.3 The Fan. It was Eric Eager of the Pro Football Focus. He does an analyst work for them. And, of course, that was the other guy, Jeff Norwack, over there on that particular episode. So he got a good point. Tony Pollard is explosive. Come on, let's be real, man. Tony Pollard is just nasty. God dog, Tony Pollard is nasty when he get on the edge. You know what? My next film assessment will be dedicated to all of Tony Pollard's run from Tampa Bay. He had limited snaps all the way to this point of true, because I don't think nobody did an assessment on Tony Pollard's outside runs, right? And I'm going to show you guys the creases, the way he splits and bounces to the outside and just scoop. It just scoop, and some of his most explosive plays, the aficionados show their ugly head and be like, flag. And I'm sitting here like, come on. That was good, Tony. He getting off to the edge. If anything, man, the person that stops, it's two people that have been stopping. Let me pull up this aficionado. It's two people that slow down Tony Pollard, believe it or not, like Ripley's. One being the aficionados, two being Kellen Moore. Those are the two people that slow down Tony Pollard. It's like, come on, Kellen Moore. If he's hot, you know what I'm saying, give him the ball. And I'm not sullying nor denigrating my guy Ezekiel Elliott, because you can clearly see before the injury of Ezekiel Elliott, he had some explosive plays. Ezekiel Elliott can bounce to the outside. He looked better than what he did last year. Right? I mean, good grief. Ezekiel Elliott is the guy that been running those halfback slams upside the middle, right? And for some of the strangest reason, as you guys look, this is Kellen Moore's favorite play. slam right inside, the middle. And that is, unfortunately, that's just how it goes, right, Cowboy Nation? That's the extent of the knowledge of Kellen Moore as it relates to running the rock. All of these plays are inside runs, right? And you see that. I get it. If you want Ezekiel Elliott to run like that, then let's do that, right? Now, there's no way Tony get caught on that play. And I'm not shooting any shade at Ezekiel Elliott. We need this dog out there, right? We need Ezekiel Elliott to run inside, right? But I can't wait. I need to go back into the film room. I have not done it yet. I only watch Tony Pollard in the sense of watching the offensive line, what they do when Tony is out there. But I need to dedicate some film study on Tony Pollard this year. And it's been crazy trying to gather the NFL all 22 clips, if you guys know what I mean. But here's the situation. Look at all of the runs. This is like right up the gut, right up the middle. And that is why Ezekiel Elliott is the bell cow. He is the guy, the enforcer, what have you. But I can tell you guys, Cowboy Nation, that Tony Pollard, when I show you guys the clips of Tony Pollard when he bounced to the outside, it's good, baby. It's good. Here's the thing with Ezekiel Elliott. The reason why he played today, the reason why, look at that aficionado. Get out of here, man. Who told you to stay here this long? Hey, can y'all tell me to tell the officials to lean forward just a little bit? If we just want to tell them to lean forward, because we already know the Cowboys got 2 flags already. They already got 2 flags already. Let me find my clip so I can get this guy up off my screen, man. Yeah. I can't stand him. And my whole thought is this right here. Flags going both ways. I don't even care. Just let these boys play. Just let them play. Dog it, just let – if I could just get into the aficionado's head, just let these players play. I don't give a dog about the flag. Let them play. Don't be calling – it's the ticky-tack calls for me. Like roughing the passer. Like, come on. It's subjective, but come on. PI. Let those boys play. If it's just old traditional football at the top of the route, let them get physical. That's all we ask. But if you guys going to start calling, oh, it's push off, oh, it's PI, he didn't turn his head. It's at the top of the route, damn it. Let these boys play. So lean forward a little bit. Lean forward. Right there. This is going to hurt you. Go to your room. Just let them play. That's all we want, Cowboy Nation. If it's physical, if it's physicality at the top of the route, we'll say, all right, cool, it's the top of the route. Let these boys play. Right? Both ways. I'm not sitting here saying I would not cry and say, he PI'd him. No, let him play. Let's go back to old school football. Let's get the politics and the political part of it out of the way. Speaking of that, let's talk about a guy that was smaller, during his time, but he had Tony Hill. He had some guys like Butch Johnson. He had, I think he Bush. Yeah. He had all of these guys. This guy got a gold jacket, by the way. Let's listen.
Receivers that we talk about so much, and some of their absence have contributed to Dak's inconsistency here as of late. What do you see and what are you thinking when you're watching Amari Cooper, CeeDee Lamb, now wearing your number, and Michael Gallup these days? Well, what's your breakdown of these 3?
Well, the 3 together, I think, are better than one individually. Just like with me, Tony Hill, and Butch Johnson. I was better because Tony Hill and Butch Johnson were there. Tony was better because we were there, or whatever, vice versa. So collectively, I think they're pretty strong as long as they're healthy. Amari Cooper, excellent pass route runner. Tougher than he appears to be. He's just so nonchalant as far as receiver. We're all divas. We got to have attention pointed toward our way. But Amari doesn't seek that attention. And he's made some clutch catches, some excellent catches for us this season. And, if he's healthy, he's definitely a threat. You go to Michael Gallup. Gallup has more potential, I think, than all of those 3 receivers.
Hey, Drew Pearson, you just said that, Gallup got more potential than all three of them. Woo. Well, what the Cowboys going to do then? Are they going to pay Gallup? I want to know his assessment before I hit that play button. I want to know how you guys feel about Drew Pearson. He's a Hall of Famer, right? Gold jacket, been there, caught balls from the great legend Roger Staubach, so he knows a little bit about wide receivers. Do Michael Gallup got more potentials, dare I say, than Amari Cooper and CeeDee Lamb? But let's see how he framed this within the context, because I love my guy. You know what I'm saying? I froze in space when I got a chance to speak to the mighty Drew Pearson. But let's listen to what he had to say about that. But I want to know, hold on, let me see. Let me see what y'all say first. Say, Scotty? He knows, he knows. What about Tom? Okay, he know what he talking about. Yeah, love Drew, but he tripping. This is Isaiah. No, Cowboys execution. You need to put Cowboys executioner, He telling me to tell the mighty Drew Pearson to lean forward just a little bit. No. My hand would disappear if I try to slap one of the great ones. I'll reach back and I'll be trying to lean forward myself. I would slap myself. Trying to slap Drew Pearson.
You must be out of your goddamn mind.
No way.
When I watch his tape from college and the things he did from college to get drafted into the NFL, hopefully those are the things we're going to start seeing him doing in the NFL. And I think if we give him opportunities, he'll come through. CeeDee Lamb, he's pretty much on par for his second year in the league. I don't like the drops in situations, but, for a second-year receiver, now that teams know what he can do and they're going to pay a little more attention to what he does, I think, he's having a pretty good season for second year in the league. CD, what he needs to do after this season is get in the weight room. He needs to bulk up a little bit more. I was that way when I came in as a rookie at 165, 170 pounds.
Woo.
And I found out after my rookie year I needed to get in that weight room. Then I found out after my second year I really needed to get in that. So that's what CD
He needs some milk.
Concentrate on after this season. But now these three guys collectively.
Can y'all imagine, man, try to run a route at 165 pounds? Oh, my goodness, man. I agree. CeeDee Lamb, he got bigger. He got bigger this offseason. So he about right at CeeDee Lamb came in like 181, 185, right? He about 200 now. CD is a big boy now. So you want to get him, like Amari Cooper is like 220, 215 to 220. But he still kept his speed, right? So if you think of CeeDee Lamb being, what y'all want CeeDee Lamb to be like right now? CD is strong though. CD is strong. Yeah. He high point the ball. Do y'all want to see CD at like 215, 210, 215-ish? What's AJ measurables? AJ Brown, Yeah, I think he's fine right now. This is what Charles saying. Because I don't want my receivers to get too bulky, man. I think that's when injuries like hamstrings and all of that stuff getting into the way, Let CD grow into his NFL body. Yeah, Jay Lombardi. Let me see. Yeah. AJ ain't that big. I thought AJ would look like a little stout to me. Let me see. AJ Brown. Size. Let me see. Now he 226. That's a big old boy. That's a big boy. 226. At 6'1". I don't want CD to be that big. Basically, I want CD. I want CD to be. I want CD. I like CD where he at. Believe it or not, I don't care what Drew Pearson's saying. I like him right at 200. You know what I'm saying? AJ big, bro. Yeah. He's a grown man. So 210, 220, yeah.
Together,
I don't want to be that big.
Then you throw in a little running game and a tight end play.
Let me rewind for y'all, man. Let me rewind.
that way when I came in as a rookie at 165, 170 pounds. And I found out after my rookie year, I needed to get in that weight room. Then I found out after my second year, I really needed to get in that. So that's what CD, I think, needs to concentrate on after this season. But now these three guys collectively together, then you throw in a little running game and a tight end play. Yeah. I think we got one of the best receiving corps in the league.
Drew Pearson, the original 88, joined us here, 105.3 The Fan. One thing about Amari, and you mentioned this, he's not the diva wide receiver. He's not the give me the ball guy. He is quiet, and I think he's a little misunderstood. I think a lot of times people think quiet and not outwardly emotional as a guy that doesn't care, and I don't really believe that to be true. Was there guys that you played with where like they were just quiet and a little misunderstood on how much effort they would give?
All the linemen. That's about it. Tony Dorsett, he wasn't too quiet. Tony Hill, nah. No, we really didn't have that.
Tony Hill was a monster.
That we had to worry about whether he was up for the game or not, just by his demeanor, just by his personality. It seemed like everybody seemed to fit in when the time came to get ready for a football game. And you never really noticed anybody that wasn't ready or had concern if he was ready or not going into a game. So, Amari might come off that way, but I know deep inside he's boiling and getting fired up to play the next game because you got to be that to play in the NFL. You really got to be that to play a receiver in the NFL. So, no, we didn't have that player that I can think of off the top of my head, and if we did, we'd probably exclude him.
Drew, what did you think about Dak coming into this year, and what do you think about him right now based upon the entire season he's been having?
Yeah, it's kind of been an up and down season. Dak's season so far this year has been pretty much coinciding with the situation with the teams as far as injuries and losing Tyron Smith and others in the offensive line, and then, having issues with Gallup and other receivers being injured. So with that, his play has dropped off a little. But when you think about where it dropped off from, we're not that bad off with Dak, where he's playing now. But also knowing Dak, he sees what we see and even more in depth than we see it. So, and then knowing Dak, he's going to do everything he can to try to improve that. That's why I think he's going to come out tonight and be the difference in this game tonight with our offense.
That was the end of that interview. So that you guys can listen to that full clip without me pausing and rewinding, so you guys can get the full in-depth knowledge of what Drew Pearson said. Please be sure to click that link right there. Shout out to 105.3 The Fan. Turn it on, leave it on. Literally, turn it on and leave it on. That's a good slogan. Turn it on, leave it on. All right, so I think that Drew is right. Weight room for CD Lamb, I think CD is doing a hell of a job for where he's at. Size and all of that stuff. Just keep everything, keep his frame the way it is now, I like the mindset that even Tom Brady had, reformatting his body and making it more lean versus bulky, because he said that it helps his career. A more flexible muscle juxtaposed to a muscle that is stout, because injuries, ripping and tearing occurs more when the muscle is more bulkier. And I don't know if that counts for a wide receiver, but if you are in that mindset of being a personal health trainer, let me know, educate me on that. I'm all here for getting the education. So CD Lamb right where he's at right now, I like it because he's still fast enough to get away. He's quick enough to get open, and he's elusive enough and strong enough to get the yards after catch. And I have yet. Did you guys ever see like CD Lamb for real in an open field? Did you guys ever see him get caught from behind? Right. That's another thing. People always used to say, "Man, Emmett, as good as he is, he ain't fast. But when Emmett was in the open field, rarely you see him getting caught from behind. And that's Emmett, back in the days, outside of Darryl Green or somebody. You guys get what I'm saying, right? I think that this team is okay with what they got. But as far as Michael Gallup, with the potentials to be better than Amari Cooper and Lamb, that's a heavy situation. That's a heavy opinion. I don't think that's fact-based, but opinions, everyone got one. But I can tell you, as far as playmaking ability, sometimes in those clutch moments, you see number 13 out there doing those catches. What really sold me on Michael Gallup was a playoff game a couple years back. You guys remember against the Rams? Good grief, Gallup pretty much put the team on his back. It just wasn't enough for us to win, but I think that Gallup brings that type of level of excitement when all the chips on the line. I think that he shows up. And I'm looking for Gallup tonight, man, to have one of those, sweet plays where you get 2 feet down inside, high point the ball, breaks free, and then just get upfield, That guy says Anthony Brown going to turn him into an alcoholic. I think that, Anthony Brown, for what we were able to see from him, Anthony Brown this year been okay. It's just that last game, they targeted him. Man, good grief. Lattimore, shout out to Michael Bridges, says Lattimore shut Cooper down last meeting. All right, so now it will be a situation that Cooper would like to get him back. Shout out to you, Jackie. Appreciate you. Please put Boss Man Fat in. Yeah, I need to put Boss Man. Boss Man is losing valuable reps right now. He got to go through growing pains because what's going to happen? The longer you hold Boss Man out, next year will be the exact same situation for his lack of play, right? Because we will be using the word frame. He's technically still a rookie, and I don't like that, right? I don't like that. We used a valuable pick in him with the second round draft pick, right? And there was a lot of good quality players out there. And by me thinking that you used a second round draft pick, dog it, I want that guy to be out there so that we won't be saying next year he got to go through his growing pains, right? We want that brother out there. So Cowboys coaching staff figure it out. But as far as Anthony Brown, I would say this right here, Cowboy Nation. Hear me out. Don't crucify me. Don't shank me with the butter knife, right? Don't stick up on me and say, we already know. We already know where he's headed. We already know his ceiling. He's not going to get no better nor worse than what he already exhibited, right? Shout out to you, Chris Blunt. Yeah, McCarthy is out. So this will be a situation and scenario that we will be listening in strongly to Dan Quinn and seeing how he operate this particular team. Boss Man is a big boy. He jacked. Yeah. I mean, Elite Rob, Boss Man Fat, when you look at his college assessment, he's a physical cornerback, right? He got mean streaks, meaning that he got that dog mentality in him, right? He can be a little grabby, right? But this is the only guy that I do know that got the ability to play press as well as zone coverage, right? Equally. And on top of that, in a pinch, he can give you some free safety looks. He got range. He's a 4.3 guy. I think that there are some reports that he ran a 4.29 or something like that. That's a long, right? It's something remarkable. And he can get his head around to the ball, by the way. He got natural instincts. It's just that we saw some of it in training camp, right? We saw some of it in training camp. But he was one of those guys that got the C-19 early. And he was held out for a majority of some of those things. When I flew out there to Oxnard, I didn't get a chance. He was just not coming off of it, right? and then we didn't get a chance to see all of it. But I'm guaranteeing you guys, just go back and watch two tapes. Watch the Florida tape versus Kentucky, Florida versus Kentucky, and what a team that he played for. He played against Florida, what have you. And watch the Alabama tape when Boss Man played against Alabama. Just go watch those tapes, and you will see, what he can and can't do. Gallup is a dog. This from Gina Thorne. Yeah. Shout out to you. Shout out to you, Hill. Appreciate you. Law, who's replacing McCarthy? Ben McAdoo. No. Ben McAdoo is elevated far as his performance. And then we do have a situation whereas Dan Quinn will be the head coach for today. Okay. Nashawn Wright. Shout out to Nashawn. Shout out to his mom, too. She's a follower of the channel. And I really appreciate Nashawn and all of what he do for this network as well. He's out due to C-19 as well. So it's just one of those things where these guys got to get healthy. And hopefully around next year. Oh, man, it's a difficult situation. I like Nashawn better on the outside, right? I like him better on the outside, juxtaposed to him playing inside as the nickel corner. But he can play both. He can play both ways. Is this a situation where when healthy, you would rather have Nashawn over Jordan Lewis, or would you have Nashawn over Anthony Brown if they kick Anthony Brown, ever kick him back inside? Give me the growing pains. Give me Nashawn back inside. They're going to have to figure out what they're going to do with Jordan Lewis down the line. Jordan Lewis got his paper, though. Let's listen in to Babe, his assessment on what should happen tonight. And it is what it is, Cowboy Nation. I'm not saying that you're getting rid of these guys because Jordan Lewis, I think a couple of games back, had one of his better games, by the way. Appreciate you, Cowboys. Sport Report. Sup, Law. Skip, a fan since 1961, was so pathetic all week, saying that after Sunday, Washington will be the number one behind. Oh, my gosh. That what Skip is saying? Oh, my goodness, man. Laughing my A off. We're going to beat the brakes off the Saints tonight. TV ratings must be down over there in Fox. And I have not. I've been listening to you guys. Normally, people send me clips, like they literally text me clips and say, "Hey, Law, can you review this clip of First Take or Undisputed or what have you?" And I do a review. Shout out to Swayze. He just sent me a clip yesterday, and he said, "Law, can you please go over this?" And we'll go over that clip too. And this was, I believe, Speak for Yourself. So we're gonna go over all of that, man. Skip is so wishy-washy. Skip is look, Patrick. You're right. Skip is the definition of a fickle fan, right? And lo and behold, I kid you not, the show is very entertaining. If you look at it from the lenses of knowing that you're only going to get entertainment from it, right? But not fact-based. Now, Skip, when given, like the producers put the stats in your ear and you don't have time to go look them up yourself and you just want to get those quick stat counts, because you can pretty much listen to what he say from a stat aspect, and he's right on the money, believe it or not. But we know that this is all for entertainment, and it's good laughter because I get a chance to tell those boys to lean forward, just a little bit, and I get a chance to slap them. But it is what it is.
So I wanted to ask you. I think you're the perfect guy to ask about the booth versus on-field perspective. So Dan Quinn is going to take over for McCarthy. Dan has preferred to call the defense from up top. Give us the major differences, Babe, and which one you prefer of up top versus down there on the field to watch and call a game.
It's a great question, and I think a great dilemma, quite honestly, for these coaches, because
they're two separate entities. And when you're on the field, I think you get I know you get a feel for the players, their reaction, how they're, do they have their dauber down as they come off the field? Is there still a sense of confidence? Are they losing confidence?
Yeah.
Whatever the case may be, you get that immediate feedback. You don't get it in the booth. You're calling down to the guy that's on the field saying, hey, how are they reacting to this? How are they?
Right.
So, but then by the same token, being able to call offensive and defensive play calls from the booth, I think is really advantageous because you get to see the whole picture. On the
Tom Downey burner account, or is this really Tom? Appreciate you, Tom. Thank you so much. It's put up or shut up time for this team. It's really you speak in my type of language right here. It is put up or shut up time, and the Cowboys got to really put it up now. This is a road game. It will be loud, but I like the Cowboys playing inside the stadium. Y'all already know. I gave many assessments on that. So you're right. And Dak Prescott, bring it. We need to see Dak Prescott hitting his targets. We need to see Kellen Moore calling the proper plays. Can we get halfback slam up out of there? Our formation running right up the gut. You know what I'm saying? Without the fullback. Watch, we're going to do it about 3 or 4 or 5 or 6, 7 times today, right? But we need to get that spontaneity, that creativity. And I love Kellen Moore, by the way. I love his mindset of what he brings to the table. Brilliant mind. But we need help with him. We do. We need help with him on the aspect of creating running plays. Let's go.
Field, you don't get to see everything. On the field, you're relying on guys in the booth to tell you a little bit of what's happening. And in the booth, you're relying on guys on the field, your coaches on the field, to tell you, hey, how are they reacting? What's the mood down there? Right. So now he has done it. Obviously, when he was in Atlanta, he was a head coach and coordinator. He gave up the coordinator duties eventually. But so he's fulfilled both roles. So I think he'll be comfortable in doing it. But, yeah, I think you see the game. And there's a fog of war on the field, right, that you don't deal with in the booth. Mm-hmm. And, everything's happening down there. Guys are coming up to you. Maybe you're putting out a fight. 2 guys are arguing. All that's going on. You've got the officials to deal with. You're screaming at them. Now, he screams at them up in the booth. Trust me, on that 3rd and 18,
yeah.
Dan Quinn was probably screaming loud enough at the officials that they could hear him on the field when he was in the booth.
He should have screamed at himself for putting him on man-to-man, but whatever.
Well, trust me. What you're doing playing man-free on 3rd and 18, I have no idea.
Right.
But that's what they did.
Babe, when it comes to the offense being in the booth versus on the field, how much of that is the quarterback saying, I want that coach down here with me so I could talk to him between series without having to get on a phone?
Oh, I think that again, it's a great point. It's a good advantageous spot for the quarterback to come right off, get that immediate feedback, and not have to get on the phone. I liked to get on the phone because typically I was coming off, I'd thrown an interception. Right. It's easier to get MF'd on the phone than it is for the guy to be right in your face, right? So and sometimes you don't even pick up the phone. Then if you know you're going to get screamed at, you pretend like
Babe Laufenberg, he is the GOAT, man. Because Babe, just tell y'all why I like Babe Laufenberg. He knows that he was a sucky, type of quarterback, and he will admit it, man. But he's one hell of an analyst, broadcaster, a wonderful guy. If you ever meet him in person, man, he tells stories so relatable to everything, and it crushed my heart what happened to his son. But guys, man, Babe Laufenberg is telling the truth about this, man. But it is what it is. Let's listen to more what he have to say.
It's like Saban, right? You cannot. When you see that Alabama player screw up and he's coming off the field, Saban's going to find him, right?
Yeah.
You've seen that a million times.
Babe Laufenberg here.
Yeah, so,
go ahead.
No, just I think there are advantages and disadvantages to both. And I think it's really just what that coach feels most comfortable doing. North Turner, when he was here and they were going to Super Bowls, he was in the booth. He was not on the sideline. So different coaches do it different ways.
All right, so good choice words, man. Appreciate you. All right, so this is Brian Baldinger, and I wanted to play this audio. You guys can, matter of fact, let me do this on the front end. Go to his IG page and listen. Just listen to how he breaks down the running formation of what the 49ers do as it relates to creating the running lane so that they can get a 9-yard play. And this is the element that if we can formulate on our end a creative running attack, not saying that you need an Ezekiel Elliott, you need a Tony Pollard, or you need a Hall of Fame offensive line, but scheme helps out tremendously. And let me play this audio clip. And you guys might not can
take a look at one play from
see
the
it, but you can hear it
on Sunday. They ran this play 5 or 6 times.
5 or 6
They had
times.
Positive gains on every single one. Wide bunch. Now here comes Juice to the I formation. Okay? You've got twins up at the top. Now, here comes Trent Sherfield. He's going to come in motion. Why? Well, let's see what it does to the Vikings secondary. He initially comes like he's going to stay there behind Kittle, but he's going in orbit right here. Now, what does that do? Watch the motion and what it does to Hunter Smith, okay, Bashad Breeland, and Xavier Woods. At the snap,
3 guys.
It's taken 3 players completely out of the play by just that motion. They got to honor it in case they throw it to him. Now, where are they going to run? They've taken 3 players out of the defensive
to that
box.
weak side.
The free safety is still backing up. He doesn't know. The other safety, Hunter Smith, is now going to get blocked by Brandon Ayuk, and they run a wind back right to where the Vikings expanded and got stretched by the one motion, and they go for 9 yards. When you watch this from the end zone, here comes Juice. All right, I formation, Kendricks, the middle linebacker, adjust. Linebackers in place. Now, here comes Sherfield. Watch the Vikings move. Watch Harrison Smith, 22, and Xavier Woods. This is all by design. This isn't a mistake. This is what they're doing. Now, Harrison Smith is going to adjust, take himself out of the box. Xavier Woods, the free safety, look at him. He's in retreat. And here it comes.
In the trade.
Sell it, get all those Vikings going that direction, and then cut it back on a wind back.
Cut back.
And look what you have. You got Elijah Mitchell with all this real estate to run right to where the void was created by the motion. Like what Mike McDaniels is doing as the run game coordinator, like nobody else really understands this element. It's one of the reasons why they're the most feared rushing attack in the league right now.
So, I mean, I'm not trying to kick our offensive coordinator out of the bridge, off the bridge. And I'm not saying that McDaniels is a better run coordinator, coach, what have you, than what we got. But, dog it, they figure out ways to get 9 yards, 8, 9 yards to run the rock, out of Elijah Mitchell, So you can only close your eyes and imagine, Cowboy Nation, that if we had somebody with the mindset to know how to set up run formations and to make the opposition, the opposing team think, when it's time to run the rock instead of a halfback slam. So it goes a long way, Cowboy Nation, and I'm not, and trust me, I feel Kellen Moore. I think that he does the same thing. My goodness, I think he does the same thing as it relates to passing the ball. He curates, man, I'm like, good grief, that's a good way to get that guy open. But he don't know how to do it on a consistent level as it relates to setting up a situation for the running attack. So imagine this is from Elite Rob. Appreciate you, man. Baldinger couldn't really play as well. Yeah, Baldinger, he played for the Cowboys for a quick spell, didn't he? Y'all put that down in the chat box. I think he played for the Cowboys. Who is Ingram? Yeah. Mark Ingram, yeah. Kellen Moore, offensive guru with the question mark. Guru, in a sense, I think that what we just saw from what Baldinger just put out there, I think he's the same guy for the offensive side for passing. That's what Kellen Moore brings to the table. Passing offense. And His record speaks for itself. Since Kellen Moore been an offensive coordinator for the Cowboys, respectfully, when Dak Prescott been healthy, they've been ranked 1, 2, and 3, 4, I think right in those categories. And just last year, without most of our weapons, respectfully, his offense with his resume, he can present, and they were still ranked top 10. Right now, efficient level as far as red zone, we can nitpick at that, but his resume, he can go to the table and say, "Hey, this is my final grade." According to the NFL, my team been top 5, and I'm quite sure somebody can look into this thing and say, "You know what? If you can bring us top 5 offense, well, this guy over here, his resume." He always been in the top 5 defense. People can then start matching that together, and they'll say, okay, they'll build a team around that. And hopefully, just imagine, even if it's from a stat-wise, if our defense was ranked top 5 defense, top 3, top 2, we won't be having this conversation. Any updates? Let me check because, a lot of things can happen today, and I thought I would just go live for an hour or so. Let me see. That's 2 hours ago. Let's see. Nothing about that. Let me refresh over here. And I check out John Machota and Michael Gelkin. Those are my boys over there on their end of it. And I do know that we got the most Pro Bowl voting. If you want that as an update, I didn't care for Pro Bowl. I'm from this year. I don't even want us to go to the Pro Bowl. I flat out don't want us to go to the Pro Bowl. The Cowboys have continued to post the most Pro Bowl votes. I don't give a dog about the Pro Bowl. I can't stand the Pro Bowl. All it does is it elevates the price tag of all of these guys as far as contracts. And if you're going to the Pro Bowl, you're not going where? You know what I'm saying? I don't care about the Pro Bowl. If you care about the Pro Bowl, let me know in the comment box. But I don't care about no doggone Pro Bowl. Especially how the new Pro Bowl is all set up, the Pro Bowl before the Super Bowl. I don't like it. I literally don't want to see a single Cowboy player in the Pro Bowl. I literally don't. I would be peed off if we get majority of our players to go to the Pro Bowl. I don't want it. I don't want it because it inflates the pricing of everything. When contract time is around, they're going to walk out with their chest out and say, I was a Pro Bowl player. You got to pay me Pro Bowl money. I don't want it, Cowboy Nation. I want these guys at the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl. Pump the Pro Bowl. Yeah. Tell them, Cowboy Nation, we do not want Pro Bowl. We do not want, when we get to the playoff, because we going there, I don't care what Skip Fake List is saying or whatever his name is, and Uncle Shay Sharp or what have you. I don't care what those boys are saying. We going to the playoffs, right? And another thing that I'm jealous right here. Well, not jealous. I'm greedy. Yes, word. I'm greedy. I do not want to hear this right here. Here it is right here, right there.
Breaking news.
Kellen Moore is now being interviewed by the blah, blah, blah. I don't want to hear that by the Lions. Why are we in the playoffs? I don't want to hear that, Cowboy Nation. I want all of it. Look, I will have a non-compete contract, and also I will have within the confines, if I was Jerry Jones, I will have within the confines of my contract, as long as you playing, as long as you coaching for this team, and when it get to the playoffs, you shall, it will be in the contract, you shall not interview with any team, even if they request it. It'll be, and I'll pay you maybe like $1 million siphon more, you know what I'm saying, for to have that clause within your contract. Because what happened here, we be on a roll. We be thinking highly of ourselves, and it get to the playoff time, and that's when everybody want you. I would never forget, by the grace of the good Lord, we beat the Seattle Sea Chickens that year, but every single team was sitting there saying, hey, what about Chris Richard? Can we bring him in for the interview? What about such and such? Can we bring them in for the interview? And I was telling people, man, this, yeah, that's illegal law, but hey, I'm Jerry Jones. I'm a billionaire. I'm a billionaire. I'll circumvent that, Cowboys fan, bigger Cowboys fan. I'll have $1 million in the contract. So if you sign off on the contract, you at least get the $1 million, you know what I'm saying, to not interview. And I know going from a quality control coach or going from a coordinator to a head coaching situation. But the NFL need to stop it because you're in the middle of playoff. You don't need to be flying to New York. You don't need to be flying to the Detroit to do an interview, right, of your possible future. Your focus should be on the playoffs and everybody that's there saying, okay, I'm not finna give up my time to do a Zoom call, a conference call. I know that this is going to be more coins, but that can wait. Let me finish my fight. But don't pull me away when it's time. Look, all it takes is one play to win a game. That one play can happen, you know, by you focusing in and coaching on what you started off at the start of the season. That's all I'm saying. So I know I know it's illegal because a lot of times that's the only way you can get your opportunity. But dog it, they can wait. They can flat out wait until after the Super Bowl to bring in those interviews. But the NFL know what they be doing because a third of the NFL, no games are going on, and they can create that sensationalism of, hey, this guy might be coaching here or that guy might be coaching there. You know, let me know where I'm wrong at, Cowboy Nation. Let me know, baby. Let me know. Same with college jobs, right? That's selfish, K. Well, I'm selfish. I'm greedy. But, man, it got to be that way, though, you know? It's like this. You go to a wedding, right? And you're taking, you know, you're waiting for your wife to be walked down the aisle, right? By her father or whoever been significant. And right before the vows are given, one of the bridesmaids or one of your best mans or what have you say, ho, stop. I'd like to make a proposal. You know, you be like, wait a minute, hold on. You know, this is our moment right now. You know, we spent all of this money to get here. Can you wait just a little bit before you make your announcement that you want to propose to somebody? Now is not the time. The celebratory, the moment is for us to enjoy, not for everyone. But what the NFL did is that you walking, you know, you going down the aisle or what have you, you finna marry your boo thing, you finna give her your last name. And right before you give her your last name, somebody else wake up and say, hey.
Shame.
I want to get married too. Ashaniqua. Will you marry me? You be like, wait a minute. This is my moment, you know. Sit down, Pookie. You know, that's what it is. That's how I look at it. You know, we made it. Don't you know how hard it is to get to the playoffs? It's hard to get to the playoffs, baby. It's hard. Brady is the GOAT of GOATs, man. 5-0 versus Cowboys. Man, why you have to just worry? Why you had to worry me with that? You know, come on, yeah, Williams, get them right, man. We got over 400 people in here on only 140 likes, baby. Yeah, well, Jonah did says, he said, speak now, forever hold your peace. Yeah, yeah, we really would tell those people.
You must be out of your goddamn mind.
You know, like, wait a minute, don't bring up what I did in college and high school. Wait a minute, I feel that Law shouldn't get married to her. No, hey, man, you sit down somewhere. We're going to throw them hands. Oh, my goodness. Cowboys Sports Report. Everyone, we lost last two because 27% of our starters were injured, and we've been playing shorthanded all year. We had 4 rookies playing on defense because of injuries. Law invite me to your show. Appreciate you, Cowboy Sports Report. Appreciate you. I'm in that middle place with that notion. I'm in the middle place with that thought and that mindset. And here's why. I think that you got to prepare yourself. And when you're looking for the excuses, it will find you, right? I'm an advocate person of saying that, hey, just don't flag whoop us. Let us play the game. But dog it, last game, as horrible as that game presented itself, if the kicker, and I know if was a fifth, we all be drunk over here. If the kicker make his doggone kicks, we scrape by this game, right? We win, right? We win. Even with all of the horrible calls by the aficionados. So the Cowboys got to understand that even if Greg, he's not going to miss a kick today. According to the stats, he's not going to miss a kick today. But next game, if you follow the stat line, he's 46%. So next game, he have a higher ratio and a chance to miss at least one kick. And that's not good for business. It's not good at all. Amari is playing. All right, let me see, since you guys are you guys listening in to 105? Is this more breaking news? Let me check right quick before we click on to the next segment right here. Boy, I ought to do a marathon show one day. I ought to do this show all the way up to the game, right? I got nowhere to go. I'm off today. Let's see what they talking about here. Y'all bear with me, man. Y'all bear with me. See if they got anything going. Appreciate y'all, man. I love y'all, man, by the way. Thank God for y'all, man. You know, y'all. You guys are we are family.
What will you power with $320?
They on commercial break, so we let that commercial break swing through. I'm trying to figure out this audio. Y'all bear with me. Why is audio like this? Yeah. We are family. Yeah, okay, good. I got it right here. All right, so I'm keep that one in my back pocket. All right, so this was a segment that my guy sent me, Swayze, and he's been following the channel for a minute. He sent it via Instagram. He DM'd me this video here, and I want to play it. And my God. These guys came with some good facts, but I want to make some clarification to some of these things. But let's listen to these guys. Oh, they cut it off. Oh, man, that was the end of that interview. I think he painted him into the corner, man. Who got the rest of that interview, man? I need it. It was on one of these YouTube pages that he sent me, and I'm going to share it. Y'all check out this dude, man. And I'm quite sure Wally, man, you know, he painted that man into a big corner, man. Oh, my goodness. That was remarkable by Wally. Now, we got 6 more games, right? 5 after this game. So they're going to have to, Dak Prescott is going to have to live up to the words that Wally was speaking, right? Oh, my goodness, man. Woo! That was a good episode by those boys, man. I love the banter going back and forth, and even Acho, he have his formulated opinion, but at least he brought some substance with it. He just didn't say, you know how most people be like, Prescott suck, you know what I'm saying, or he's trash Scott, you know, and they don't have no evidence to go back behind it, you know. Lord King, he need a ranch, my dog. Where is he? You know, where is he, Ruglock? Yeah, where is he, Ruglock? I try to give him one. But you guys get what I'm saying. And I'll give him one probably after the show. I trust my mods when they recruit other people for the ranch or what have you. I really trust my mods, man. But I really appreciate you guys, man, so much, man. That was a fantastic episode. Ooh, my goodness, it's a fantastic episode. Let's go.
And I hate to say it, but it's boring to me. But it's just me. I would rather, if I'm going to spend 4 or 5 hours doing something, I would rather play golf than.
Yeah, let me see over here. They ain't talking about nothing on the episode here. Let me check one other thing. His evidence is small, though. Yeah, I feel you on that. Let me go right here. Let me try one more time. Let me see what we got here.
I think he'll do just fine.
All right, so yeah, let's lead into this one right here before. We're going to try to keep this show going, baby. If y'all want me to keep going, let me know. If y'all want me to keep going, let me know. Yeah. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, let's go right here. Appreciate y'all for holding it. Y'all want me to keep it going? Yeah, keep it going. Okay, appreciate y'all. All right, we're going to do this one right quick. Hold on.
I hate saying this because I think Mike McCarthy's done a very good job. I think we might have been a little harsh on him last year. He went 4-5 with Andy Dalton
No doubt.
missing offensive tackles and everything like that. He did what he had last year wasn't that bad.
Nobody wanted to give him credit for not having the right pieces there. Now, this year, somehow they've been able to overcome that at times.
Okay.
But nobody last year wanted to say, hey, having your tackles out truly is a problem, especially when you're starting, like Terrence Steele and Nasecki and stuff like that. It was a problem last year for sure.
So that being said,
do you want to know some facts about Dan Quinn real quick against New Orleans?
All right, you're going to change my mind here, I guess.
Okay, all right. Dan Quinn, when he was a head coach for Atlanta, he played against them 10 times in his 5+ years. The Falcons went 4-6 in those matchups. And
I'm assuming those 10 matchups had a guy named Drew Brees.
Drew Brees definitely was part of it. He was 2-4 in that building. So does that dissuade you in any way? Does it change your mind on anything that Dan Quinn didn't have a great record against the Drew Brees Saints?
I think it's a totally different team, just like if tonight you were facing Cooper Rush. Well, hey, man, your record against Romo and Dak would be something else different than if you got to face the Cowboys when they were having Cooper Rush or whoever the backup quarterback would be at the time. I think this is a different Saints team without Drew Brees. Obviously, Drew Brees was not good last year when he played, but that was kind of his only year in New Orleans where he wasn't good at football anymore. So I look at it and I go, nope, totally different. I know you probably have some more stuff.
Nope, that's it.
I don't think we're going to miss Mike McCarthy tonight. I don't want this to come off as hate.
Yeah.
Because I think Mike McCarthy did a decent job last year with what he had to deal with. There were things that he didn't do right preparing for a COVID season. He hired probably the worst defensive coordinator in NFL football in Mike Nolan.
Yep.
But I think he's done a very good job this year. Hopefully this team gets back on track. I know he's not going to be there, but I don't think we're going to come out of this situation going, boy, Dan Quinn's a better head coach than Mike McCarthy.
No, I don't think so either. This is an emergency situation. Yeah. I would like to see, though, that defense be the calling card of tonight's game. And they're like, hey, our guy, our coach is the guy that's at the helm tonight. And we're going to show why that dude's the dude for us. And then the offense kind of respond in the same way for that. All right.
Was it yesterday that we were talking in crosstalk with Jeff and he was talking, or maybe it was 2 days ago, the days seem to be running together for me. We were talking about like the aggression or like the aggressiveness of the calls or the going for it. And that Mike McCarthy has been a fairly aggressive, if not very aggressive coach in this year. Do you have any worries that like having Dan Quinn there will make this team less aggressive considering that McCarthy's been going for it? He's really been putting it on the table.
Before they give that assessment there, I've been going back and forth on my phone over here, texting. But I've been listening. We don't have to be super aggressive. We don't have to panic and rush things. I believe that a well thought out game plan trumps the aggressive demeanor. And here's why. You play your style of football, the things that you tend to worry about will overcome itself. Look, here's the point. If they score early, if they score first, right? Just know to play your style and your brand of football, knowing that they can't continue to score like that. So continue to keep your head into the game. Don't panic. Don't run at the first sight of blood. I believe that this team, where they are ranked at as it relates to the offensive side of the coin, number one offense, that if you can continue to do and showcase your talent, play your game plan. If it was designed to run that rock, you run that rock. It's a patience man's game, Cowboy Nation. So with the first play, you get a yard, and if you already have your plays set up such that you was going to showcase the running, dog it, don't run away from the run. The second play could be your 8-yard, gain. Your third could be now third and short. But the moment they shut down that first play, that you're trying to run it up the middle, because they tend to do that, right? Don't change your game plan for them. No, you continue to do your thing, and everything else will work its way out. We like the aggressions. We like the aggressive mindset, but sometimes playing the field would be better suit. Why, Lord? Why? Their offense is trash, baby. You pin them deep. Let them get out of the hole. And bam, lo and behold, we just listened to an episode that Taysom Hill had 13 sacks in 3 games or something like that. He stared down his receivers. Can you imagine now they without their starting or leading running back that they paid all of that money to or for? No wide receivers, basically. Now they're pent deep. Little moments can give fire to a team. Like the Denver Broncos, who probably didn't have any hope after Tony Pollard ran that big play to get the ball on the opposite side of the field. But lo and behold, by the Cowboys, going for it, saying, we can get this 1 yard. Yes, that was the opportunity to rip the vocal cords out of the Denver Broncos, to smash on their faces and let them know that you are Big Daddy, right? But it flipped on you when you didn't get that first down, and it developed confidence. So people like Tim Patrick can sit there and walk around boldly, as they say, with grace and mercy, right? He entered the throne boldly and said, who is Trayvon Diggs now? Huh? But I come here to tell you guys, before the start of the season, a third of you guys didn't even know who Tim Patrick or T. Patrick was, right? 6'4" wide receiver for the Denver Broncos. I can clearly go back and watch the tape, and I can listen to a third of you guys, right, to say we are not in fear of a Patrick or whatever his name is, right? But confidence go a long way. And one thing that I can tell you guys right here, right now, that in New Orleans, you do not want to play around and give the opposing team confidence and going for it and not getting it, and going for it and get a pick six or a scoop fumble and give them momentum, when all you got to do is utilize anger. That's his name, right? The punt kicker. He's a hell of a punt kicker. Can pin you deep and let this defense get time to set up some situations so we can put the pressure back on their offense, who's not that great, by the way. You just don't want to give confidence to the opposing team. Let me know where I'm wrong at, Cowboy Nation. We don't want to give confidence to those guys. Jerry Jeudy was just now coming back from an injury that game against us, and the confidence, steady build, right? I'm talking about the Denver Broncos game, the game that started this all of some of the people doubting the Cowboys. Right?
I don't, because I think Dan Quinn he may not be looking at this as, he might though. Hey, this is how I get my next head coaching job. He may look at this as, hey, it's not all on the line for me. My defense is really where I make my money. He might look at tonight's game as, hey, let me go out there and do what the Cowboys do. Let's be aggressive in every nature that we have. I'm hopeful that that's it. Otherwise, then I'm thinking he's just looking out for his job in the future. And I kind of want, I know it's silly, but I want these guys all focused on this season alone.
All right. So that was the end of that quick interview right there. And shout out to 105.3 The Fan. It goes a long way. I think one person said, "Law, you're wrong, dog. You're wrong." Well, I ain't always right, but I just want there's the disciplined football, right? Hold that stance and be there. Yeah, you're right, Nick. Disciplined football. Hold that stance and be there. There's the link. I just posted it in the chat there, so you guys can click that audio and listen to the full clip without me pausing and stopping their momentum. But Cowboy Nation, that is all that I wanted to say, Cowboy Nation, is this team. Number one, never overlook your opponent. Let's play disciplined football. Number two. Number three, play your brand, your style. Don't change for them. Number four, don't give the aficionados your mind. Don't give them that. You play your brand of football. If you're aggressive on the field, if you're aggressive on the route, you play that. And number five, what they're doing on the offensive side and they're getting away with it and the officials are not playing their hand in it, then repeat that. Appreciate you, Sheila Neal. Continue to make sure that this game is chess and not checkers. You know, we trying to say checkmate. We ain't trying to go over here and say crown me, you know. Well, you know, if you're cold-blooded in checkers, you know, checkers a good game to play, though, you know. Ain't nothing wrong with that, you know. We ain't trying to say crown me, though. It's checkmate over here. I mean, it's over. Don't crown me, you know what I'm saying? It's more of a methodical way to think about this, Cowboy Nation. And the Cowboys should be thinking just like I'm saying right now. Now, we will be live a little later on today. So if you like this episode, to support this episode, be sure to hit that like, share this content, let a friend or neighbor or foe know where to go when they want to tune in to Cowboys Sports Talk and Beyond. Don't crown me, baby. This race is not over. It's not to the swift, nor the battle to the strong. It's to he that endureth to the end. And I come here to tell you guys, those who didn't turn their back on this team, those who's not of the faint of heart, is still ready to fight this thing and battle this out. Cowboy Nation should have that like mind to follow the keys to the game, their pathway. Everyone have a reason, but results are what matter. Write that down, Cowboy Nation. But understand when the end comes for me, let it find me conquering a new mountain, not sliding down an old one. That's that Jim Rowan. Just win, baby. That's what Tom Downey is saying, the burner account. But if you want a thing bad enough to go out there and fight for it, to work day and night for it, to give up your time and your peace and your sleep for it, if all of your desires of it makes you quite mad enough that you don't get tired of it, and it makes you hold all other things tawdry and cheap for it if life itself, life itself seems empty and useless without it. And all that you scheme and dream is about it. If you'll gladly go out there and sweat for it and fret for it and plan for it and lose all terror of your mind for it. If dogged and grim and besieged and beset it, Cowboy Nation, even if you don't like me, even if you don't like the words that's coming out of my mouth, they are true. Even if you're not a Cowboy fan, lo and behold, these things are true. You will still get it, Cowboy Nation. Those are the realities of life. Formulate your mind to it, Cowboy Nation. Stand tall, don't fold up like a wallet or a lawn chair, Cowboy Nation. Believe in yourself. Everything will work its way out. It's funny how this world works. Let's go. That's been my time. I hope these words revelates in the heart and soul of your mind. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. go. Get your shovels out, baby. I got my shovel over there. My victory jacket is somewhere over there. But we're going to get this thing going the best way possible. Appreciate y'all. One love, much love to all of you guys. Y'all know how this thing goes. Shout out to y'all, Shanique, for Pookie, Ray Ray. Let's go.
Only one of me and nobody's like me. Phone ringing and I tell him it's ice. I got wifey on credit. She ice. Freeze. Photo.
Yeah.
Please. No photos. G's. No. Please. No photos.
Yeah.
Hit the door and the doorman just
Hit the door,
whole
baby.
team here might need some. Still young, but I move like
Yeah.
a new deal to my lawyer.
Appreciate everybody.
If you're down in my management,
Shout out to
I'm just warming
everybody,
up
man.
a way till I overproduce and
East
saw the
Camden,
numbers
I see you.
one. Different colors in my
Neil,
baggy
what's
light.
good?
Chalk it up, talk of the town when you're
Lamont,
talking up. Wanna get
Brandy,
you a ring and you tough
Devil
enough.
Dog,
Wanna get you
appreciate
the things
you,
in your
Stevie
pockets
Jones.
though. Run
I know
it
that
up.
shit.
I used to be quiet
Shout
and
out
add
to
it
you,
up.
Cowboys,
Now I move
Sport
up and
Report.
fumble cuz they hating
By
and jealousy.
Charles
My
in
mama telling
charge.
me
Shout out to you, Tom Downey. Or is that really Tom Downey? 24/7 Cowboys. Shout out to you, Sheila Neal. Shout out to all of the subs. I really appreciate y'all, man. All of y'all, man. Much love. And remember, Lord King 83. What's good? Turn me up.
I get paid to stay away.
Come on.
I get paid on rainy days.
On rainy
I might make it
days,
rain
baby.
today. I got paid off pain
Come
today.
on.
Thought it'd take the pain away. In my own lane, finger roll.
Finger
I
roll.
would never sell my only soul.
Never.
Heard your whole team
Mike.
was for sale. Heard this
What's
on the
good?
market for the low.
Jay
Who the realest, we might never know. All this acting, you gon' play a role.
Lombardi.
Give you the world when they sign you up. Try you out and then they
Pickle
line
Rick.
you up.
Yeah.
Now you're looking hungry,
Come
ribs
on.
are touching, need some food.
Come on, baby.
Now you're all on live acting surprised, but you was fooled.
What we gonna
Boy,
tell 'em?
get out the way, it's been
Let's
a
switch it
day
over. Yeah. Trade day, I see you, fam. Devil Dog 31-17. Y'all put y'all score predictions down. I got all my notes for this week. Let's go.
I've
Yeah.
been really in the field.
Yeah.
Rich, I love the field. Lately, I just wanna run it up.
Run it, baby.
Don't need
Run
no
it.
deals, I make the deal.
What we
Have
put
to
the-
take it to
Watch
a
how that
meal.
beat come
Lately,
in.
I just wanna run it up. Yeah. Kinda check a song. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Count that too, count it up, count it up, count it up, count it up. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Need them ones, I need them fives, need them tens, I need
Come
that change to the safe, got blues inside.
Hey.
Greens and pinks, it's all the same. I still save and roll my change. Take some losses
Oh,
when
I
I
see
play.
y'all
Charge
with
it
the
to
score
the
predictions.
game. I'm
Yeah.
with L, yeah, I'm with T Black, I'm with Reverend now. I'm with Bay,
Come
yeah,
on,
I'm
baby.
with Jay, yeah, I'm with Chuck.
This is a party, baby.
Still the same, not switching sides, now it's about
What we tell 'em?
loyalty. You switch sides off for the bag, and that's worth more to me.
Yeah.
I mix Nike with designer, I experiment. You just rock what's on the shelf, and I'm not feeling it.
Not feeling
Search for
it.
the one, but baby girl, it's nothing real as this.
Baby.
Can't trust a soul, I keep a hammer, call it
To the jet. Oh.
I've been really in the field. Now
Come on,
rush,
baby.
I love the field. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Don't need no deals, I make the deal.
All right.
Have to
One
take
love,
it to
Cowboy
a meal.
Nation.
Lately, I just wanna run it up. Yeah.
Hey.
Kinda check a song. Lately, I just wanna run it up.
If you want to feel generous today, the donation that goes to the Cash App or the PayPal, we don't have to give YouTube 30% of it, right? So I really appreciate those who donate via Cash App or PayPal. That link right there will get you straight to the donation to help elevate the nation today. On top of that, Cowboy Nation, if you're part of the Patreon, the membership squad, we also got special things that's coming around, and we have a giveaway, an autograph signed miniature helmet by Michael Gallup. I hope we catch a touchdown today. Let's go. Turn me up. Yeah. Run it, baby. Run it, baby.
Lately, I just wanna run it up.
Come on. Come on. Let's slow it down for everybody. We up out of here.
Lately, I just wanna run it up.
Run it up, baby. All right.
Lately, I just wanna run it up.
Come on. Yeah. We out. Appreciate y'all. As soon as this button worked, there you go. Yeah. The world spin. Oh yeah. Rebel Day.
Wherever you go, whatever you do, play it too. 7 years of a perfect love, 7 more and another one.
And another one.
And another one. Fighting you was the one I lost. 7 wonders all in one. All in one. Don't let the street lights hit you all alone. You know it's dangerous to go alone. Don't let the street lights hit you. Can I be your player too? I'll follow wherever you go, whatever you do. Play it too. Oh no! If a paper crane can fly, then forever doesn't feel that far.
Yeah.
So far, so far. If a paper crane can fly, then forever doesn't feel that far. So far, so far. If a paper crane can fly, fly on, fly on, fly on, fly on, fly on.
And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. We out. Peace. Come on. Work it up.
Tell them run it off.
There we go.
I wake up, flex, I'm down now. Check, no drip, this. Tell them run it off.